Codes and Regulation Committee. Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Dickel?
Present.
Mr. T. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Schauber?
Here.
Okay. Summary of proceedings. I've read through them. We don't have the October 6th ones yet, but these are from September 15th. I read through them. I didn't find any mistakes.
I move we accept as submitted.
Second.
Call the roll.
Mr. Dickel?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Schauber?
Yes.
Okay. There is no old business listed. Under new business, we have item 1, liquor permit request.
Permit for a new C2 liquor permit for the Busy Bee Operations LLC at 301 South Main Street.
Okay. I'd like to ask our police department or the law director, have there been any objections or any problems in that area?
We know of no reason to object.
I don't know any reason.
Nothing?
I thought, if I may? Okay, so a little while back when we did a few of these, I thought we were running low on C2 permits. I mean, I would be under the impression that the state would have not taken this into consideration if we didn't have any, but does anybody know the answer to that? Do we need to reach out to them directly and find that out? Or does it matter? They'll figure it out?
So this is an opportunity that if there are issues with an establishment, it gives us a chance to review based upon what we are allowed to object about. And it's relatively limited as far as what objections we can bring. But in regards to the numbers, we've never historically been involved with counting permits or trying to decide whether too many or too few. So that's left up to the Department of Commerce.
Understood, thank you.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes. Yes.
So, what is a C2 permit? I forget. Is that beer sales on Sunday, or is it higher proof alcohol? I don't remember. Wine?
You know, sir?
I do not think that it's liquor sales.
Yeah, liquor permits or anything that has an alcoholic content in it.
Well, like higher content liquor, I suppose. I would assume that it's just beer sales, C2?
Oh, no, that's what I asked. Do we know what a C2 permit is?
So a quick Google search just indicated it's related to wine carryout only. But you should never assume. I'm assuming they're enhancing an existing permit to allow for wine sales.
Because I do believe they do sell beer, right, if I'm not mistaken. Or they wanted to at the beginning of their operation.
Certified on something.
It's the little convenience store in the corner across from the
Right.
soon-to-be fire department.
Is there anybody here representing Busy Bee? Do we need to find out? Oh, yes.
Just so everyone knows, what it is an Ohio C2 liquor permit allows the retail carryout of wine and mixed beverages in their original sealed containers. That would be like the, I don't know, High Noons and that kind of stuff. This is different from a C1, which is for beer carryout. And D permits, which allow for ongoing premises consumption. The C2 permit can be combined with a C2X to also sell high-proof spirituous liquors in sealed containers.
Forgot to give your name. Can you do that real quick?
Oh, I forgot. Dan Clark,
Yeah.
252 Homer. But yeah, so this is for wine and pre-mixed beverages only for carryout. Okay.
Thank you. Either you gentlemen have any feeling on this, either way?
Thanks for clarifying what the C2, should have known that. We've done so many of these.
There's
so-
about 20 classes.
And I see no reason to hold this up, so. What is the motion? No further action?
No action.
I'll second that.
Mr. Bicknell?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Schauber?
Yes.
Okay, our second item is 810 David Street liquor transfer.
This is a request to transfer a D1, D2, D3, and D3A liquor permits from Yashi Bar and Drive-Thru LLC to James Embry Corp. 811 LLC. And the physical address is 810 David Street.
Is this just transferring from one owner to the other? This isn't moving, physically moving the? Again, I'll ask the,
Ask the fire chief.
oh, is that about the,
Do the police and fire have any objections?
yeah, police or fire have any objections to this? or-
I know of no reason to object.
Okay. Nothing?
Same for the fire department.
All right.
I mean, we take no action.
I'll second.
Mr. Dickel?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Schauber?
Yes.
Okay, are there any matters not on the agenda that you would like to bring up, gentlemen? No? All right, anything from the public?
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, sorry.
Quickly. So, we, somewhere on our tail end of the flock camera grant, I think it would behoove us to start having that conversation again because there is a federal case, maybe not a federal case. It's two individuals versus the state of Virginia. And I think a result of that case will change how flock cameras are used. So I think we should, the next meeting or two, at least have a discussion to see where we're at with that contract and if we have to limit the numbers or limit the time that we retain records. I think would be a productive discussion.
Okay.
If I may. Just for my own clarification, so are the flock cameras in town, are they being funded by grant money? I do not believe I was on council when that was.
That was,
set up.
that was my understanding that the sheriff's department received the grant for X amount of dollars. And they used a portion of this grant to purchase, or to, I guess it's a lease, flock cameras.
And is it a reoccurring bill? There's constant cost to it to have those?
If we continue it, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I believe the way the setup is, we don't own the flock cameras. The chief could explain this better. We lease the ability to use it, I guess.
Well, I know that they serve a pretty good purpose in solving a lot of. I don't really know what they solve, if they solve a lot of crime or if they solve a lot of traffic incidents. Is there any way you could possibly fill us in on that a little bit, Chief, and tell us a little bit about those?
Sure. So Councilman Schauber's correct. The sheriff got a grant to pay for those. I will tell you that I know that there's been another application from the sheriff for another round to fund the existing cameras. But yes, we do not use them for traffic enforcement. We do use them to solve crimes, and we've used them to solve any number of crimes, including very high-profile crimes, from the autistic kid on the west side who we found in Indiana, to the shooting on Grand Street where the suspect shot at the officers and the other people on the porch that you may have saw the video for, to much smaller crimes like hit-skip accidents.
Awesome, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. When would you like to see this put on the agenda?
You're the chair whenever. There, like I said, there's this lawsuit in the state of Virginia, and I believe it's started the 7th of October. So I'm sure whatever comes out of that lawsuit, we will probably have to change our policy.
Okay,
So that's just what I'm trying to get at.
all right, I'll make sure it gets on a future meeting. Thank you for that. Any matters public concerned with?
I just have a quick question for Mr. Salva, Mary Stumber, Council President. Wasn't that case because of actual traffic violations? Which wouldn't affect us, right? Because we don't use them?
No, the case that is before a judge now is specific to the retention, how long the records are held.
Oh, okay.
These two individuals are saying that they've been tracked, and the amount of time that they've been tracked through these cameras, and the length of time that they, Flock, or the departments retain this information. If the police department would want this, this is their argument, this isn't the facts, or the result of the case, but if the police department wanted this exact same information, would require a warrant. So it's a Fourth Amendment case.
All right, thanks.
Anyone else? Okay, 6:41. Thank you.
Somebody was using illegally in Virginia, that's what it is. They're tracking 526 times in 4 months.
Six 6:42, call Finance Committee to order. Clerk, if you'll take roll, please.
Ms. Lang?
Here.
Mr. Rollins?
Present.
Mr. Ratliff?
Present.
Currently, there are no minutes to review. Moving on to old business, audits for 2021, 22, 23, 24, and 25. What's the status on the 2021?
I received an email from the mayor earlier today stating that the auditor state did confirm the post-audit meeting for Thursday at 1, I believe, 3, sorry, Thursday at 3. So that will be being conducted. It is a confidential meeting, so nothing can be shared until after the audit is released, but the appropriate parties have been notified.
And where are we at on 2022?
I looked up what we have overdue today. There's a couple things I have to reach out to OPERS and OPNF for, which I've sent emails about that today. I received documentation from the courts, which I already have going out. And I believe, I think that's it. I could be wrong.
So, on the circuit that we're attached to, the past due reports that they show on there, are those for all 3, or are those for all the year audit, or is that just for 2022?
No, that's for 2022, but part of it is for the compilation, which is the financial statements. The other part of it is for the actual audit. So there's a portion of it that's for the financial statements, which is what they're working on, but the rest of it is for the full audit. So they can't do anything with the rest of it until 2021 is complete.
Any questions? Okay, moving on to item number 2, penalties and appeals. Any updates on that, please?
No, I don't have any updates at this time.
Have you received any correspondence from the IRS since our last meeting?
No.
Moving on to item number 3. That is the ESID amendment. Clerk, if you'll go ahead and read, please.
Ordinance approving additional appropriations for current expenses for the ESID pass-through funds for the year ending December 31st, 2025.
Okay, so this is ESID ordinance has been discussed here in committee since August the 18th. It's been remained in committee because we can't agree on the way it was originally written. In your packet, you have the original ordinance that was brought forth, and there has been a revised one that you also received in your packet. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to read that or not. That was brought forth by Mr. Ratliff. Goes into a lot more detail and explains the negative balances that we have and why we have them. Goes into a lot more detail. The details that we've been asking for all along as to why there was a negative balance, why it was paid without authorization from council. There was no money there to pay it, and why it was paid late.
That's why that I proposed it to the committee. I think from the information that we got from the last committee, that it is clear this is not just an appropriation ordinance. This is a cleanup ordinance for money that has been spent that was not appropriated, and that's why I proposed my amended ordinance to the committee.
I'll make a motion to send on to council with a recommendation to approve.
Mr. Ratliff's amended version?
Yes.
I'll second.
Clerk, take roll.
Oh, you may have, looks like you have some.
Jason Shelby, Third Ward City Council. With this, Mr. Law Director, did you approve this?
Approved it to form.
To form?
Yeah.
Where, misfeasance, malfeasance, and nonfeasance, that's a pretty high bar, correct? Does this ordinance give enough facts to demonstrate that? This is a legal document that will be around forever.
So this document has a lot more content than anything we've seen before this introduction of this document. The form of the ordinance is proper. If passed by council, it has legal authority to appropriate the monies. Whether or not the content is supported by other evidence is an issue that I investigate in this particular case. The ordinance is in a proper form to be passed by council.
So is this a form that this council wants to put forward without evidence, just throwing out misfeasance, malfeasance, and nonfeasance?
Well, it's and or, which is an important, it doesn't say and.
There's two other feasance before that.
Correct.
Which one are you going for?
I don't know what.
Can we agree that our ordinance should have facts in them?
Well, I don't know what you think in here is not factual, and I don't know how you want it better described. It says that the auditor's office knowingly made a payment and never requested an appropriation, which is a fact based on what he said. It says that, and he knowingly did that, and I don't think that's even a question that that's an act of bad faith to spend $58,000 of taxpayer dollars with no appropriation there to do it, and to take a line item negative $58,000 that you don't have authority to pay. So I don't know what more fact that you're looking for than it's stating that the auditor's office made a payment knowing they were not allowed to make the payment.
Is your argument enough to prove misfeasance, malfeasance, and/or nonfeasance? Because that would immediately remove.
I would say it's one or the other because he admitted in a public meeting to such. I don't know that it's for us to determine, but if,
Well, this is a legal document, right?
So the council
What
can
kind of-
state, it. The council, when it acts as a unit, when it's together as a legislative body, can express its opinion. And if the council expresses its opinion, that's not a legal opinion, that's the opinion of the council. And
So this is
Mr.
an
Rollins was
opinion
just,
ordinance.
well, Mr. Rollins was just touching on, when we've used the words malfeasance, misfeasance, or nonfeasance within the last couple of years, we've expressed very clearly that that's a legal determination for the probate court in a proceeding to remove an elected auditor.
Correct.
That's where we've referred to it. This isn't that. This is not that. This is just an ordinance of council appropriating money that has content, as Mr. Ratliff just pointed out, supported by statements made at previous meetings where it was expressed that there was a realization there wasn't approval, there had been no request for approval, there was no funds in the line item, but the payment was still made. That's for everybody to determine for themselves whether they believe that's misfeasance, malfeasance, or nonfeasance. Ultimately, an issue, as Mr. Rollins was just touching on, that would be for a jury in the probate court upon the removal proceedings of an elected auditor.
So in 10, 15, 20, 100 years down the road, they read this, whoever reads this, will see that this council accused an auditor or deputy auditor, I don't know who the he is, of misfeasance, malfeasance, and/or nonfeasance. That's where we're going with this?
I mean, honestly, to me, it's not an accusation. I
Exactly.
mean,
He admitted
it's
it.
exactly what he said that he did.
Okay, that's fine.
Any more comments, questions? Clerk, take roll.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
This was a motion to approve?
yes.
Yes. Item number 4, Finance 66. Clerk, if you'll read, please.
Ordinance authorizing and directing the Director of Public Safety to dispose of one vehicle previously utilized by the Parks Department / High Grass and declaring it is no longer necessary for any public purpose and declaring an emergency.
Okay, this is my understanding that this was sold at
Question
the
vehicle for a minute.
sheriff's sale.
This was one of the vehicles of many that went to the sheriff's sale, and it was missed in the first round of approvals by council to put it in the auction, but it was sold at auction, and we're just trying to clear it so we can get the title to the person.
It's my understanding it was sold with the caveat that if this was not passed, it was not sold.
That's correct.
Right.
I'll make a motion to send on with a recommendation to approve.
Second.
Clerk, take roll.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Moving on to item number 5, Finance 67. Clerk, if you'll read, please.
Ordinance to establish a Transportation Alternatives Program TAP grant through the State of Ohio's Department of Transportation and authorize the Service Director to apply for Transportation Alternatives Program funds and administer the grant and declaring an emergency.
Okay, this was brought by Zoe.
Zoe is under the weather right now, so
Okay.
I'm covering for her. This is for the TAP grant, which you may remember we did win this year, but we're applying for it for next year. This would be for the Barks Road Path Project. It goes from 739, no, 521 all the way, or 529, sorry, 529 to Lake Boulevard.
And it's my understanding the grant traditionally requires a 20% match, but ODOT is agreeing to pay 80% of it, and 20% is going to be covered by federal safety funds?
Yes, I would have to verify that with Zoe, but that is how they handled this, the one we won earlier this year, same way. It was zero out of pocket.
Wishes of committee?
We'll make a motion to send to council with a recommendation to approve.
I will second. Do you know what the deadline for this grant application is, or?
I do not know I know it just now got released. So obviously because we just won the other one, but the cycle just opened up and we applied another grant for the same project.
Okay.
We didn't get it, so we're trying it again.
This wasn't the grant that we pre-gave the authorization for, did we? There was a grant or two that we.
That was the brownfield.
Was that what it was? Okay.
No, this one's pretty fresh.
Okay. Well, there was one that we didn't get last year or earlier this year, and there might have been two that we actually said you have the authority,
It was the brownfield.
the pre-authority.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brownfield or brownfield?
Yeah.
Brownfield?
Okay.
It might have been that or Safe Streets.
I don't remember. Okay.
I think it was the brownfield because you were looking at using it for the tires out off of Silver Street. And it was up and down in less than 6 hours.
Yes, I remember that day.
Yeah.
And then I thought, I told her that we're gonna keep these in the loop, so when these get released, it's already ready to go
Yep.
for next time.
So,
Clerk, take roll, please.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
And this was to approve, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Item number 7, Finance 69.
6.
6, Finance 68, thank you.
Ordinance authorizing the auditor to appropriate the necessary funds and accept reimbursement funds from the Cultural and Entertainment Zone Program through the State of Ohio's Facility Construction Commission and declaring an emergency.
Okay, Mr. Reno, I'm not real sure about this one.
So this appropriation is asking for appropriations from the general fund to this line item in this amount, and then also to allow us to receive the reimbursement for that. And the reimbursement is the same amount, so it's just no cost to the city. And this is in relation to the arch that's being built downtown that the Tri-River students are helping put together.
Motion to send out to council with a recommendation to approve.
Second.
Clerk, take roll.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Okay, item number 7, Finance 69.
Ordinance authorizing the auditor to make an appropriation to the Barks Road TIP Fund.
Okay, Mr. Reno.
Madam Chairperson?
Yes.
As the first paragraph concludes, this is related to litigation involving the Barks Road TIF. I would ask if the committee has questions that I have an opportunity to answer those questions in executive session, because it is related to imminent and threatened litigation regarding the city's interest in a property in which we hold a mortgage, and the developer has an obligation to perform certain things that have not been done. So if you have questions that are generic, I'd be happy to answer them, but if you'd like details, I'd be happy to share them, but only in executive session since it has to do with imminent threatened court litigation.
I did have a lot of detailed questions. So, with that being said, we need to go into executive now?
Well, should we send this to council and allow everyone on council the opportunity for executive session?
I would hope that we allow council members to remain this evening.
Are they all here?
Everyone but Mr. Prater.
Okay.
Would we do that now or at the end of the meeting?
Well, we're almost to the end of the meeting.
Your choice, I'll talk fast.
You talk fast?
I'll talk fast.
Okay. Make a motion then to go into executive?
And that would include the entire box and all
And
sitting
any
council
present
members?
council members, yes. And
Yes,
council
Mr.
president?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Rattler?
Yes.
We'll adjourn at 7 o'clock for executive.
If you'll gavel, I'll shut the recorder off.
I did.
It's kind of a weenie gavel. It was kind of a weenie gavel. There you go.
Oh, lordy.
Yes. Before you go very far.
Yeah. No wonder I couldn't get any.